Good morning, dolls, and welcome to Little Gretchen's workshop. So today we've got a really quick project. So at the Dollhouse estate sale I went to, I bought a little black wallet with money in it. I put it in with my men's accessories. I realized that men's accessories was something the house was lacking. There are a lot of men in my dollhouse, so I need accessories that represent their presence. So I definitely need more wallets. So a really dear friend of mine had given me some really wonderful pieces of really thin leather. And so I decided to see if I could replicate the tiny wallet with the money. Now, I did have some dollar bills, but they were a little bit larger than the 12 scale. But I felt like by them being folded up and tucked in between the fold and the leather, the size of the bills really didn't matter. On more than one occasion, the dolls have been found in possession of big money, so this will just be another one of those times. And since I had a good variety of leather colors and shades, I decided to do more than one wallet. So I did a tan wallet, a black one, and a dark brown one. And I started them all roughly the same. I tried to look at how the previous artist had done the little wallets, and I tried a new technique, and I tried the technique the way the artist had done it. So this way I'm using two pieces of leather about the same length of the dollar bills, but I did kind of fold them and kind of scrunch them up a little bit to look as though the money was tucked in quickly and maybe not folded in just all together properly. So you can see here in this frame, I kind of folded it kind of at an angle, a little asymmetrical, so that two parts of the bill will stick up out of the corner of the little wallet. And you can see there what I'm talking about. So I folded the piece of leather backwards, and then I took another piece of leather to fold on top of the actual bills and cover up and encase the entire unit. Now, after I got the wallet to the size that I wanted, I did have to trim off the excess leather, but I had to be careful to make sure I didn't actually cut the bills themselves. So after I made sure how I wanted it folded, I took it all apart and pulled out my glue. Now, I did use tacky glue in this instance. It worked really well for these really small, fine pieces of leather. So I stuck it to that part. I folded it back and made the two right sides of the leather touch each other. And then I wrapped another piece of leather on top of the bill and the other original piece of leather. Now, while that was drying, I tried it again another way. I laid the piece of the dollar bill directly inside the folded piece of leather. And dolls, I was experimenting, doing it several different ways to see which way looked the most realistic to me. Now, after I got done folding this particular wallet, I used some clamps to clamp it to create a crease around wallets that men's wallets always seem to have. That part with all the business cards and their driver's license and all the credit cards, you know. So I went on to do it another time and used the bill similar ways. I folded it and then I put the money a little bit straighter so this would look like maybe this guy was a little bit neater. Now, dolls, I've got to say, this was one of those fun projects, and it was so simple and easy. I actually did it several times to see how many different looks that I could create with something as simple as a wallet. So now that I've done all my renditions, I'm going to go ahead and actually try to make it the way the original artist made it. So I'm using a tan piece of leather, just cutting it a little bit smaller to make it similar in size to the one that I purchased at the estate sale. And I realized at this moment that I really have a hard time duplicating things. I have a real strong tendency to want to do something different every time. But in the end, I think it turned out pretty close. Now here I'm just letting you see exactly how I bent the leather so you'll see how simple this project is. I bent it twice, cut off the excess, and before I glue it, that's what it looks like. Now here's another quick glance at the one I bought at the estate sale. It's lovely. Now you can see this one appears to have two bills in it. The ones I made only had one bill, and I just folded them multiple ways to make it look as though there's more than one bill. So here's my small tan wallet. I was trying to match the size and scale of the one from the estate sale. You dolls already know I didn't measure, so let's see how I did. So it's not bad. It's a little bit smaller than the one from the estate sale, but that's okay. It's not wrong. Wallets are made in all different shapes and sizes. I think the men of the rooming house would be glad to have all their own wallets. Now, I'm not saying that the women don't have wallets. I did make purses and bags for the women in an earlier video, and I will leave a link in the description to that. This project was so much fun, and I thought the little wallet was brilliant when I saw it. and I bought it with the purpose of trying to figure out how it was made. So, dolls, I hope you take the time to try this project. So many times as a child, I would ask my father to buy me certain miniatures, and Daddy would insist, "No, we're not going to buy that. Gretchen, you can make that." Now I understand what Daddy meant. Now, if you enjoyed this video today, definitely let me know in the comments. Also, like, share, and subscribe. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode of Little Gretchen's Workshop. Bye-bye now, dolls.